What's up? Today I have a tutorial of the full solo from the new John Petrucci song Terminal Velocity. His album just dropped yesterday. I'm gonna tackle, I think, the Oddfather next. Should I do the rest of the album? Should I do the rhythm part for this whole song? You tell me what you want from me with this and I'll make sure that happens. Now, this took so long to do. It was really hard. I wanted to make sure that it was perfect for you. This is my gift to you. If you could gift me with a like or a subscribe, or if you're really kind, share it somewhere, that would be fantastic. I'm going to take this solo in chunks. So on the more complicated things, I'm going to do it bar by bar. But on the less complicated things, I'm going to do it, maybe 2 bars at a time. But this solo breaks down pretty easily into 2 and 4 bar chunks. So I will try and, as I teach you stuff, I'll relay it back in context and then kind of carry on from there. So just to try and break it down into the simplest things that I can for you. So one thing about this solo is it's actually pretty straightforward. There is very little fancy. It's pretty much just alternate picking the entire way. So with all that preamble out of the way, let's get right into it. Okay, so bar 1. All right, so that goes 4th fret on the D string. Then you hit the 2nd fret on the A, 4th fret on the A, 2nd fret to the 4th fret on the D, 2nd fret to the 4th fret, bend and release on the G, pull off to the 2 on the G, and land on the 4th on the D. You finish that first bar off with a 4-2 on the G string. So all up. Okay. Next bar. 4 on the D, 4 on the A, 2, 4 on the D. Then on the G, it's 2, 4, slide to 6, bend to 9. So we're bending all the way. Release that bend, you pull off to 4. And then you pick the 6th note again. So, okay, that's the first 2 bars together. Next part. Fifth fret on the high E, 7 on the B, 6 on the G, 5 on the B. Then you get the 6th fret on the G, slide down to the 4th, pull off to the 2nd. And you quickly, after you pull off, you land on the 4th on the D string. Next beat. Pick the 2nd fret on the G string, 4th fret on the G string, bend a semitone fret again. And then you pull off to the 2nd and you hit the 4th on the D. So all together that bar. Then we finish that first 4 bar section off with which is on the G string 4-2, on the D and A strings 4-4, 2-3-4 you climb up chromatically, 2nd fret on the G string. Then for the next 2 beats, you slide from the 4 to the 6 on the G string. That's 5-5 on the B and E strings. Then you climb up chromatically again. So when you hit that 5 on the high E, you do 6-7, open, 7-8-9. Altogether, that bar slowly is. Alright, altogether the first 4 bars. So we end on that 9th fret on the high E. That's kind of what ends the previous bar as well as starts the next one. So yeah, we bend up a full tone from the 12th fret on the B string. Hit the 9th fret on the high E, hit the 9th fret on the B, and repeat. Bend from the 12th fret up a tone, 9th fret on the high E, 9th fret on the B. Bend on the 12th fret. So you do that 3 times. So it's bend. Next one. Okay, so that is 11-12 on the B, 9-11 on the high E, and then hammer on, pull off that 9-11 again. 12th on the B. So far. So we bend on the 12th fret 1 tone again, hit the 9th fret on the high E, and then we do 9-12 on the B, 11 on the G, 9 on the B, 9-11 on the G, and then 11 on the D. That's into the next bar. So slowly, so far for these 4 bars, we've got one thing that I didn't say is there is a little bend in there on that 11th fret on the G string. That just gives it a bit more spice, and we like spice, don't we? Next 2 bars. Okay, so this is just a pentatonic run in triplet. On the D string we go 11-9 pull off. Same thing on the A string, 11-9, and then 12-9 on the E string. Grab the 7 on the E, grab the 7 on the A, and then the 9 on the E. So, a very quick, quiet run in there. Right, that first part is just those same pentatonic notes. So on the low E, it's 9-12, and on the A, it's 9-11. So 8-9 on the D, 8-9-10-11 on the G, 9-10-11 on the B, 11-12-14 on the high E, then just a little D minor shape arpeggio, 16 on the high E, pull off to 12, 14 on the B, 13 on the G, 14 on the B, 12 on the high E. So that last bar, all up, those 4 bars. Next part. So the next part I'm going to just do 2 bars because kind of feels like 2 ideas rather than 1. 15 on the high E, 14 on the B, 12 on the high E, and then repeat that over. And then take it down a semitone. On the high E it's 14, 13 on the B, and then 11 on the high E. Next part. 19th fret on the B, bend up a tone, hit the 16th on the high E. That is 17, 18 on the B and G strings. Slide up to the 18th fret on the D, hit the 16th fret on the G. You slide down to the 16th fret on the D, and then follow that with the 14th fret. So then you come back up to 16, 17, 18 on the D, 14, 13 on the A. So all together, that's so all together those 2 bars. And then we've got a first nice big run. I guess we'll take that in 2-bar chunks. So it's pretty straightforward. That is on the A string 12, 14, 16. And then the D string it's 13, 14, 16. Then you do the same on the D, so 13, 14, 16 on the D. 12, 14, 16 on the G. Then we kick it into overdrive because we go from triplets there to quadruplets, but we're playing more notes. So repeat the same notes on the G, 12, 14, 16, 14, 16, 17, 16, 14 on the B. So that idea. On the B, we do 16, 17, 19. And then we do 15, 17, 19 on the high E. And then climb back down, 17, 15. So before, this was counting up to 6. 1 and a 2 and a. And then this part, it goes into the 4s. So it's 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 1 E and a, 2 E and a. A little bit faster. So it's 16 on the high E, 13 on the B, 16 on the B, 16 on the high E. Come down, do 14, 11 on the G, 13 on the B, 14 on the E, 12 on the E, 9 on the G, 10 on the B, and then you hit that 12 on the high E again. So that is 8, 9, 11 on the G string, 9 on the B, 8, 11 on the high E. So, and then of course the next part starts on that note. Slowly, that whole part. We're going to do these next 2 bars together. Ninth fret on the high E. We slide down to the 7th, but kind of subtly, so we just kind of slide into the 7th. You come down to the 4th. 5, 6 on the B and G strings. Slide down to the 4th on the G. Pull off to the 1st. 2nd, 4th on the D and A strings. We finish that part off with the 6th fret on the G string. This part's very simple. It's just basically between the G and the high E string. So it's 6th fret, you slide up to the 9th fret, and then you hit the high E, then you hit. And those frets are 6 slide to 9, 9 slide to 11, 11 slide to 13, 13 slide to 16. $18 on the G, 17, 19 on the B, and 16 on the high E. Then grabbing the 19th fret, bending up a tone, hitting the 16th fret on the high E, and then we're stretching up to the 21st fret. Only difference is on the 5th time, we don't go to the 21st, we go back to the 19th on the B, and then the 18th on the G. So all up we've got. Alright, then we do the bends. You do 17, 19, 23 on the B. On the high E, it's 21, 23, and then back to 21, but you hammer and pull off on the 23. So, and then you bounce off the 24th fret on the B string there, back to the 21st on the high E. 24, 21 on the B, and then you bend on the 24th fret. So you bend up 2 frets, and then you hit the 24th, give it a bit of vibrato. All together, that part. This next part is probably what I would consider the hardest part to learn because it just kind of doesn't make logical sense. But the good news is we're a quarter of the way through the solo. The second half of the solo is a lot easier to learn, but it's hard to play because it's very fast and very accurate. This part sucks. So I'm going to spend a lot of time on these next two bars. So the first bar. The timing is weird, the tab is weird, because I don't really know how to time this. There seems to be one too many notes, so, but it's all there. So effectively, it's just 19 on the B, and then 16, 18, 19 on the high E, and then back down. So 18, 16, and then 19 on the B again. But what you got to do is, and the way that it's picked is that you pick the first 3 or 4 notes, and then you pull off down the 18, 16. You want to go for that sound. At the same speed, without slowing down. Alright, that last part is 19, 17, 16 on the B, 18 on the G, and then 16, 17, 19, 17, 16 on the B. So. Okay, that's the first bar. The second bar, without skipping a beat. So first part of that bar is 15, 18, 15 on the G, D, and G strings. 16, 18, and then pull off 16, 15. So do 16, 18 on the D. So that's the first part. Next part. That's 15, hammer on 16, pull off back to 15. 18, 16, 14, 13 on the D. 16 on the A, 13 on the D. So all together. Next part is, which is D string, 14, hammer to 16, pull to 14, 13, climb down those same notes on the A string, so 16, 14, 13, and then hit the 16th on the E, 13 on the A. So, and all together with the passage. And then the final part, right, which is just straightforward. It's the same idea. It's 14, hammer to 16, pull to 14, 13 on the A string. Except we go 14, 16 on the E, 13, 14 on the A. So that part. So that whole bar. Yep, so those two bars played slowly. Alright, now with that part, if you want to, the way that I find it easiest to focus is to break it up like I've broken it up. So you 14th fret on the E string, we climb up a pentatonic but in a different shape, which is 12, 14 on the E, 12, 14 on the A, 11, 14 on the D, 11, 14 on the G. We hit the 13th fret on the G string, we hammer to the 14, pull off to 13, and then play the 12th. And then the last note in that bar is the 13th fret on the D. So all together. Then. Alright, I had to swap the battery, so now I'm not wearing a jumper either. That was an awesome 2 hours that was just kind of wasted. Now, wait. 14 on the D, 16 on the G, And then you do 14 on the D, slide up to 16. You hit the 18th on the G. Climb up from 14, 16, 17, 18. 16, 17, 19 on the B. And then 16, 17, 18, 19 on the high E. So altogether that is... Then we're on to the next part. High E, 19th fret, bend, full tone. 17, land on the 19th fret on the B string. Hit that 19 again. Go to 17, 19, bend a tone and a half on the 19th fret. So and then we climb down 17, and then the, what's that? That's the 18th fret on the G string. That's just 17, 19 on the B again to finish that bar off. And then this part that's fun, but sounds harder than it is. On the high E, it's 19, pull off to 14, 17 on the B. And then you do that in the, not opposite, but different order. So it goes 19 on the high E, 17 on the B, and then 14 on the E. So, and then you repeat the same pattern, and then you do the same frets, but starting on the B string. So that's 19, pull off to 14 on the B, 17 on the G, and then 19 on the B, 17 on the G, 14 on the B. And then you do the same thing, except it's 17 on the G, pull off to 14, hit the 16th on the D, and then you do 16 on the G, 16 on the D, and then 14 on the G. So then you do 16, pull off to 14 on the D, 16 on the A, and then 16 on the D, 16 on the A, 14 on the D. I just know that I explained something wrong there, so let's just go from the top slowly, use your ear, use the tab. Okay, straightforward, all together. Okay, next 4 bars. On the last run, we ended on the 16th fret on the A string. So that's 13 on the G, 12th on the high E, 13th on the G again. Yeah, slide down to the 9th fret on the G, hit the 9th fret on the high E. So, same pattern, do the 8 on the G string and the 7 on the high E, and then slide down to 6, 6. Alright, so all together. Next part. And this is all between the A and the G string. It's 11th on the A, 9 on the G, 11 on the A. Slide down to the 9. So that's, you slide on the A string, you slide down to the 9, and you bounce between the 8th fret on the G. Do the same thing, slide down another 2 frets, slide down to the 7th on the A and the 6th on the G. Do the same thing again, except you slide down to the 4th on the A and the 4th on the G. So, all together. And then we've got this is all on the B string. 4, 5, 7, 9, 11, open, 12, 14, open, 16, 17, open, 19, 21, and then 19 on the high E. So remember that all on the B except for that 19th fret on the high E. Alright, so this is going to be really hard to explain. Whatever note you land on with your index finger, there's the note that's 2 frets up and on the next string. So in this case, it's 21 on the B, 23 on the high E. You hit the 23rd on the high E, you grab the 21st on the B, and you slide down 2 frets. So that means that your fingers are then 19 and 21 on the B and E strings. Slide down another 2 frets to 17 and 19. Slide down 1 fret to 16, 18. Slide down 2 frets to 14, 16. Slide down 2 frets to 12, 14. Slide down 3 frets to 9, 11. Slide down 2 frets to 7, 9. And then you end on the 5th fret on the B string there. So, next part. On the high E with your other finger, like whatever hybrid picking finger there, 5th fret on the high E, you pull off to the open and you hit the 6th fret on the G string. At 9, 9 on the E and G, 4 pull off to open, 5 on the G, 6 pull off to open, 7 on the G, 7 pull off to open, 8 on the G, and then you hold that note and hit the 8th fret on the high E. So, all together. The next part is just pentatonic down. So if you know your pentatonic scale starting from the 9th fret, 12, 9 on the high E, 12, 9 on the B, 11, 9 on the G, and then go from the 12, 9 on the B, 11, 9 on the G, 11, 9 on the D, and then 11, 9 on the G, 11, 9 on the D, and then 11, 10, 9 on the A. So, all together. Those 2 bars. And then we're on to the final 2 bars before the solo section of the solo? I don't know what it's called. All you need to do to play this riff is put your fingers here, which is 19 on the B, 18 on the G, 17 on the D, and 16 on the A. The pattern is just B, G, D, B, D, G, D, A. So, and then on the G string it's 17, 18, 20. On the B it's 17, 19, 20. Now I'm not 100% sure on that 20th note there. It might be 21st. Couldn't really figure it out. He's got a wide vibrato going. Don't know what's happening. He might be bending up. I'm not sure. You do what you want. Make it sound you. So. And then we grab the 19th fret, bend a full tone. Land back on that 19th fret, 17 on the B, which is 18, 17, 17 on the D, G, B strings. And then go to 16 on the B. Now we're into the super fast part. So it's pretty straightforward. The biggest thing that you need to keep your attention on in this part is making sure that when you're thrashing away, you're not letting the other strings ring. So if I... See, I've got the low E string here resonating, feeding back now, with the notes that I was playing up higher. So just really be conscious of... And I'm doing all of that just with this hand covering the rest of the strings. So This part's probably a bit ridiculous for me to explain because all you need to do is hear it and see it. It's going to take me a lot longer to explain all the opens and whatever. Just really get used to it. Slow it down. Now, with this, it is not triplets. It's which is different because one is 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander. The other one is 1 eander, 2 eander, 3 eander. Right, different rhythms. In that little rundown, on the high E, it's 21 pull to 17, 17 on the B. And then 17 pull to 12 on the high E and hit the 14th fret on the B. And then 12 pull to 9, 10 on the B. Then we do more or less the same thing on the B string, except instead of it being 14, 12, 12, 11, 11, 9, it's 12, 10, 10, 9, 9, 7. So it's offset by 2 frets on when it goes lower. This part, the first part's the same. And then it goes down the octave, 7, 5, 5, 4, 9, 7, 7, 5, and then we do the run. 1 E ender, 2 E ender, 3 E ender. 14, 16, 17 on the B and 14 on the high E. That's one set of 4, followed by the next set of 4 being 16, 17, 16, 14 on the high E. The next set of 4 being 16, 19, 17, 16 on the high E. So, first set of 4, second set, third set. Faster, or at least together. Okay, and then you repeat the first part. And then we do a big arpeggio that is kind of awkward. Now, this arpeggio, there's no video of it, and I don't exactly know what he does, so you have creative control to figure this one out for yourself. There is definitely a slide in here though. So it's 24, pull off to 21. On the high E, it's 24, pull off to 21. 22 on the B. 21 on the G, slide down to the, what's that, the 18th fret. Right, that slide is definitely there. Hit the 19th fret on the D there. 19th fret on the A, slide to the 16th. And then you end on the 17th fret on the low E. This next run is complicated. It's played like that because that perfectly sets you up for the next part of the solo. So you kind of got to play it like this. This is what John Petrucci plays. All that it is though is, right? It's that, and then you start the next pattern. So don't get freaked out by the tab. It's a bit confusing to look at, but take it out in chunks like that. Once again, let's do this in groups of 4. Right, 16, 17, 19 on the E, 16 on the A. Second group of 4. 18, 19, 18, 16 on the A. Third group of 4. 14, 18, 16, 14, all on the A. And then we go to the next position. So, and that makes one group of 12. So that is A string 12, 14, 16, 13th fret on the D, first set of 4, and then 14, 16, 14, 13 on the D, and then on the D 11, 14, 13, 11. So 9, 11, 13 on the D, 9 on the G. 11, 13, 11, 9 on the G. 8, 11, 9, 8 on the G. So all together. And we've got 6, 8, 9 on the G, 7 on the B. Then next set of 4 is 9, 10, 9, 7 on the B, followed by 5, 9, 7, 5. what we'll do is we'll just go slowly. That's where we're at. 4, 5, 7 on the B, 4 on the high E, 5, 7, 5, 4 on the high E, and then we shift to everyone's favorite chromatic. We go 9, 8, 7 on the high E, then 10, 9, 8, 7 on the B, and then 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 on the G. So, all together. Then we go into the next part. 7, 6 on the G. 6, 4. 9, 7, 7, 6. 11, 9, 9, 7. 7, 6. It's just much better to feel this one out. Up the octave. Okay, now with that arpeggio, it's on the B, it's 19, pull off to 15, 16 on the G, and then 17 on the D, climb back up to the 16 on the G, 15 on the B, and then back down, 16 on the G, 17 on the D, 19 on the A, or you can go to the 14 on the D, whichever's more comfortable for you. Because all you need to do is get ready to do the 17, 16 on the A there. So whichever works for you. It doesn't matter. Once again, I couldn't see it on the video. So, here we are. Now... So, this next run is quite difficult and it's quite long, and it's awkward because the rhythms change halfway through and we're going between what? 3s, 4s, 3s, 2s. Now it's all complicated. First bar is 14, 15, 17 on the E, 14, 16, 17 on the D. After you play, you just move up on the D string to 19, 17, 16, and then play 19, 17, 16 on the A as well. And then you do 14, 16, 17 on the A, followed by 14, 16, 18 on the G. And then you go up, which is 19, 18, 16 on the G. And then 19, 17, 16 on the D. So, altogether that is. Yeah, so this bar is where all the crux of the difficult rhythms come in, because 2 groups of 8, 1 group of 6, 1 group of 4, and then we finish the song. So it becomes... 14, 16, 17 on the D. 14, 15, 17, 15, 14 on the B. So, that's the first group of 8. Second group of 8 is on the B still, 15, 17, 19, 17, 15. Then down to the D, 19, 17, 16. And that's the second group of 8. So the first 2 groups of 8 together is... the only group of 6. 18, 19 on the D, 16 on the G, 16, 17, 19 on the B. So, altogether, the 2 bars of the 2 beats of 8, the 1 bar of 6. Okay, so you hear how it slows down. It slows down again when you slide up to the 22nd fret on the on the B, and you climb down 22nd to 19, And then on the G string, it's 20th to 17. Okay, so all together, 2 groups of 8, 1 group of 6, 1 group of 4. Okay, my rhythms may be off, but that's the idea. You're kind of slowing down as the bar goes on. And then when you get to the 19th fret, so 19th fret on the D, you slide down to the 13th fret. 16th fret, still on the D. 14th fret on the G. 12 to 16 on the B. And then you do that same thing but hammer on pull off. So altogether this bar. Then you climb down. 14 on the G, 16 on the D, 18 on the A, 15 on the A, 17, 14, 17 on the E, 15, 18 on the A, followed by 14 on the D to finish the solo. Holy crap, that was really, really, really difficult to teach, but let's do it slowly. So I put a lot of effort into this. Please give me a like, give me a subscribe. The more interaction that you do with my channel, the more I know what you want from me. Even if you're just here to learn some shit and you don't like me, that's fine. I don't care. If you like and subscribe and tell me what you want, then you get what you want and I get more views, so it's win-win. I think the next song that I'm going to do is the Oddfather, and the more like. He dropped the album and I was listening to it and I was like, this is actually really cool because there's musical ideas that are from his guitar DVD that I was always like, what is this song? It sounds cool, I want to know it. But of course he's got a massive back catalogue. Anyway, showed up on this album probably 20, 30 years after he made that movie. So I'm really happy with it. Let me know if you want me to do the whole album. Let me know if you only want me to do specific songs. There's one song that I thought was funny because it sounded like... Don't tell Scotty, because Scotty doesn't know from Eurotrip. But yeah, let me know what you think. And yeah, I look forward to doing more of this. Would you like it if I did a cover of the song? Because like I can do that, but it's just no one, like when I look at the views on the channel, no one seems to care if I'm playing the song, but people seem to care if there's an instructional video. Should I do the riffs in the song? Like, just let me know what you want from me and I'll see if I can make it happen. I can't promise everything because this was a couple of weeks of preparation and actual recording time was about 2 hours. So however short this video is, even though I know it's going to be 30 or 40 minutes at least, that stemmed from 2 hours of different, like, you know, getting things right, making sure that I'm explaining it well, blah, 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 blah. So please, please let me know. I actually can't wait to get into the song The Oddfather because I think it's like way better than this one. But anyway, let me know what you want because I want to hear it. And thank you. Like, subscribe, share, comment, have an argument down below. Do whatever you need to do to make you happy because it makes me very happy. And I look forward to seeing you next week.